More recently, it has been published in Amazon the second volume of the book New Paradigm in Physics, which incorporates the subtitle of Assumptions and Applications of the Theory of Dynamic Interactions. Its author is Professor Gabriel Barceló, and the treaty can be acquired through that website. In this volume 2, the dynamic law applicable to actual systems are exposed, subject to accelerations by rotations, non-coaxial, and numerous assumptions of application of the theory of dynamic interactions, its laws of behavior, and possible new scientific and technological applications.
Jesus.
Chapter 6 is seen as central, in which new laws are enumerated about natural behavior of rigid solid system of particles with intrinsic rotation, but also subject to other interactions of forces and speeds. The 8th chapter of the second volume of New Paradigms in Physics is dedicated to the scientific applications of the theory, and especially in its interpretation of celestial mechanics. In a previous treaty, also published in 2 volumes, Imago Universi, A History of the Human Conception of Universe, Barceló incorporated a chapter to the application of the theory of dynamic interactions to the cosmos, to try better understand its harmony and its secular dynamic equilibrium, or the flat celestial systems. According to the theory that he sustains, we can conceive and justify a universe in rotation, in constant equilibrium, in which a moment or a pair of forces will generate, while acting, a permanent orbiting movement in a closed trajectory and flat, also maintaining the initial intrinsic rotation constant, thus generating a universe that rotates constantly in stable dynamic equilibrium and in harmony, a universe with a tendency to a flat structure according to the laws of obtained behavior, which would coincide with the structure of our solar system, with the rings of Saturn, and with so many other celestial systems with observable flat structure, as we have already mentioned. The 9th chapter analyzes the possible application of the theory for dynamic confinement in nuclear reactions of fusion for the generation of clean electrical energy, or in the dynamic treatment of typhoon and hurricanes behavior. In the following chapters, a specific analysis of certain paradigmatic examples of the theory are proposed, such as they are the boomerang, chapter 10, the pendulum, the top, balls and discs, chapter 11, airplanes, projectiles, and rockets, chapter 12. In chapter 13, a new analysis of rotations in relativistic headquarters is proposed, suggesting comments and qualifications to the theory of relativity, which should be taken into account when enunciating a rotational relativistic dynamics for systems not inertial. In chapter 14, a summary of the theory is proposed and incorporates an analysis and the proposals of qualifications of classical mechanics in the rotational field. In the last chapter, as an epilogue, an account is proposed of the contribution of possible innovations and conclusions of this research project.